Hey guys, this is Anthony Romrell, and in this video we're just going to talk about the finalized straight ahead run. So I'm going to push play. You can see I'm pretty happy with this animation. There's still a little bit of lumpiness to it, but guys, animation takes time. So you can see here I've got pretty smooth motion. Now let's just go through each one, and you can see, you know what, the curves are pretty good. Now just a little finessing here. On this section, see how this curve is kind of flat? We're going to want to try to smooth that out, right? So it's less flat there and more of an arc. You can see that's going to help it flow quite a bit. Anywhere where it's just a tad bit too flat, right? You're going to want to try to finesse that. So what we do on the straight ahead run, here's a curve I neglected to correct. Right, what we're going to want to do in that straight ahead run is try to get rid of these really flat curves. Okay, we want to see good arcs going on here. Now, some points we want it to be like this is meant to be flat because it's leading out to a key, right? And that key is going to hold. So that's okay. This was just a little bit too bumpy, right? Hit the F key to frame everything, or the A key. And what you do in the straight ahead run is you go through every single key, right? We're just going to smooth this out. And you see, I don't have a lot of keys now. The more keys you have, the less arcs you have. So it's just important that you're going to spend quite a few hours once post to pose is done. But I want you to see something. I'm going to correct something. See, it's squashing too soon. Little corrections here. Right here, it should be squashing. It should not be squashing here. So we're going to say it's not going to squash till frame 6. So we are going to add one extra key. This one. This is the squash. In fact, we're going to hold the squash. Rather than adding a key, we'll hold the squash until here, till it actually makes contact. So we're going to make some adjustments. So we'll go to frame 6, and this is squashing at 0.5. This should be squashing at 0. Maybe a little bit of squash. 0.1. Nope. See, it's not hit yet. So we're going to adjust that. It's close to hitting. Right there it's going to hit. Now it's going to squash. See that correction there? So this offers a hold. And technically we don't need this first key because it's going to hold until that point, right? And it goes back out and fixes it. Okay? All right, so we've fixed that control. Let's fix this one. You can see it's a little bumpy on the bottom, but we're making some corrections, right? So we're gonna leave it. We're compensating for it going through the ground, so that's okay. So that's pretty good. But if you want to take some time, maybe we flatten these out, right? Maybe we flatten those out, see what it looks like. And you know, it's better. And if we're going to flatten out, we don't need that middle key because they're the same here and here. So let's not calculate that middle key. So you can see it's already getting better. And I've already worked another hour that I didn't record because it's tedious, right? Now there's a little bit too much of a hesitation at the top of that. It goes in. It just feels like it's not very interesting at the top of that. Maybe it takes too long, right? So again, this is where experience comes through, right? We'll take just a look at these keys here to see. I think it's stretching too long, but so let's look at that stretch again. we're going to flatten this curve on the stretch because it's stretching more than I want it to. So flatten that down. Right. So there it is. There's a straight ahead run.